Superman's journal. Final entry. I'm dying. My turn.
How are you?
I'm Rennie Cowan on behalf of Superman homepage.
Good to see you. I've seen you before, haven't I?
Yeah,
I thought so.
saw you last time for the last film.
I thought so.
This film has a lot of different actors in it. Your casting choices are vastly different than last time. Now, was that intentional? I mean, because of the specific feel of this piece?
Sure. I get my directive from Warner Home Video, DC Comics, Warner Premiere, and then Bruce and I, of course, brainstorm. The animation director, Sam, and I will brainstorm, and we'll all start coming up with various ideas of who we think would be good for these roles. Sometimes we do go back to people who played the roles before. Sometimes we look for new blood. None of us want to repeat ourselves. You know, I'm sure in your own job, everybody in their jobs, they want to do something that's stimulating and brings some new level of interest for yourself. And so to bring in new actors, that's interesting. You see a new TV show, an actor you've never seen before, Christina Hendricks. I've never seen her work before Mad Men. I adore her work on Mad Men. I think she's a terrific actress. And that's the key thing. Are these people good actors? I can teach them microphone technique. I can teach them the energy that animation requires. I can't teach them acting in a 4-hour recording session. Acting is something that takes years of learning. And so once I know they're good actors, I already half the battle is won. Then I bring them in and work with them, provide them an environment where they feel safe, where they can explore, where they can have ideas of their own. I don't want to force them into a corner. I want them. And you know, when I put up a script as a director, I hear it in my head is what I think it should play. I like to keep an open enough mind so that an actor who's a creative person who has a different idea. I think, let me talk to the animation director, let me talk to the producer. It's not what we thought, but it's organic and it's valid. Can we make that work with what we're planning on doing? And more often than not, we will go for the actor's idea because it's interesting, it's stimulating, it's novel, it's wonderful.
It's new, it's fresh.
It's new, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So in casting Christina Hendricks as Lois Lane, and she was on Mad Men, I mean, surely people recognize her voice, you know? They'll just hear it and be like, wait, that's her from Mad Men.
Right.
So, I mean, do you think that people will do that in this film when they're watching it and be like, that's not Lois Lane, that's Christina Hendricks from Mad Men?
I don't, because wait till you see how good she is. Have you seen the film yet?
No, I have not.
She is so wonderful in this film. Everybody's so good in this film. It really is. There's not a weak link in the whole group. But there's always this game that people play. I know I always did. You'll watch a commercial and you'll listen to the voice and go, I know that voice. Now, who is that? It doesn't detract from the commercial. But you can't help but go, is that Donald Sutherland as the voice of Volvo? It is. And so I'd like to think that people do that too when they're listening. They're like, I know that voice. I've heard that voice before now. And it may be all the way to the end that they go, oh, now when they run the credits, it's Christina Hendricks, that's who that is. So, and there's no opening credits. We don't see it ahead of seeing the piece. So I hope that they're not locked into anything, or they aren't distracted by the fact that they know the person's work. It's also something, this character is so very different than Joan from Mad Men. It's a really, there's a very, well, it's different and yet there's some real similarities. Strong woman, very feminine, emotional side. Lois Lane, strong woman, very emotional side. Joan is as well. And so it's not that big a stretch, but she's so wonderfully different in this. She's got wonderful range, and I would love to work with her again.
That's fantastic. So James Denton is new. He's the new Superman. And I understand that for this film, he had to have a very mellow voice and, you know, very emotional too. Now, I mean, did you cast him specifically for that reason? He was just perfect for that?
I did. He's believable as the strong Superman that we're all familiar with, the model design. You know, he's got big, broad shoulders and strong. He's got that. But in this particular piece, there's such an emotional side of the story because of what happens in his life and what he finds out is going to happen. And I needed that sensitivity. Not to say that the other actors I've cast in the past couldn't have done that, but I knew Jamie could do that. And that was key in casting. And again, it was a group decision. Everybody threw out their ideas of who they thought would be good. And he was available and wanted to do it. And you never know until you get him in the room if it's going to truly work, if he's going to get the energy. Is it going to sound like he's in that world? And also them trusting me and knowing that I'm going to make sure I get the best performance from them and make it a pleasant experience. I want to know that they're having a good time. And I think everybody would uniformly say that they had a good time.
So knowing that, this piece is very emotional and very loved by the fans, did you feel that you could really, this was something that you could really bite your teeth into and really make a difference?
As a woman, I like those pieces that have the emotional content. Not to say I don't enjoy the other pieces, but Doomsday was a very, intense, violent slugfest. It really was. This has a lot more emotional content. There's certainly fighting and action in it, but there's an emotional level that I think appeals to women, which is great because I'd like to make sure that every piece has something for a female audience, and there's also something for the men too. Not that they have to be weepy, but I'm moved by it. When I saw the piece all put together, I cried, and that's, if I can cry, and I'm already familiar with the piece, I like to think the fans too will have that emotional response.
That's great. I've heard that there's some similarities to Superman the movie. I mean, with the emotional tone to this film, do you feel it's certainly there?
I do. I like very much the fact that there's the characters themselves allow the walls to be dropped. Lois Lane's a tough broad, but we see her really soft side. Superman's a tough character, and yet we get to see his really sensitive side, and I like that. That appeals to me as a woman.
It's fantastic. So this is kind of off topic, but I just have to ask you, do you know who John Haymes Newton is? He played Superboy in season 1 of Superboy, the TV series.
I never saw it.
He did the voice of Superman for this professional fan film, and it sounded fantastic.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, definitely. John Haymes Newton.
Okay.
And if you go to superboytheater.net, there's a little video there. And yeah, I mean, everybody has been emailing me because that's my website. Everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's great. He should play Superman." So
always good to know.
Just thought I'd drop you a line.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, on behalf of Superman homepage, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hello. Hi.